Buddy, Taz.
It's really moving. What that was a little snippet of a clip. We've had an earthquake out here semi-recently, and that was a little piece of some of the footage. I grabbed my cell phone real quick and got some footage, but I'm gonna play the whole thing here for you in a minute. I did want to say that if you are offended by bad language, cursing, you might not want to watch this clip about it, because it's not me. Hey, I was all right. I didn't lose my mind like that, but my friend was throwing a lot of obscenities around. So let me kind of set it up here a little bit, I guess. So we were just sitting there, and I went over to my neighbor's house just to talk about this video game we've been playing, and all of a sudden everything started shaking and rocking and rolling, and we were sitting down, and as the intensity got more intense, we jumped up. And I am a runner, as you're going to see. I get scared in this video, so I ran out to an area in the grass where there was nothing overhead. There was a kind of, you'll see that he's holding a pole that's on his patio that's holding that up, but I ran out to the grass where there was nothing that could hit me, like nothing at all. Like I just wanted to run away from any kind of structure. So that's when I picked up the camera, I started filming. And I'll explain a little bit more in the from the video after I play this clip. So here it is.
Buddy, Taz.
It's really moving.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Wow.
Taz.
We've had a lot lately. Slowing down now.
Yeah, it's still moving a little.
Yeah, it's still moving. Look at the plants.
The whole ground is shifting.
Dude, we're about to have a big one, man. Look at these plants are moving on their own.
Hey, look at the fucking...
I know.
Damn. That was a fun one.
Yeah, that scared me. It's still going a little bit. It's still just a little bit moving.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was closer.
Okay, so as you can see, like, it's not hugely dramatic, but you can definitely tell things are moving. That tiki torch in the very beginning was really swinging. You just catch kind of the tail end of it when it's stopping, but that thing was really rocking. The food, or the water dish where the dog's water is you could see that moving. And then my friend, he yelled out for his dog to make sure she was safe, which is, I mean, that's sweet, that's awesome, but he called her by the wrong name. And he didn't call her by the last dog he owned, he called her by the dog before that he owned, Putty. So then he got her name right and called her, but she came, and obviously you could tell she's a little scared. And I really wanted to do like a play-by-play. If I had better editing skills, I would go through and do a play-by-play of what we were thinking, what was going on, and kind of make a commentary, overdub it, but I don't know how to do that yet, so I can't. But that's what we're dealing with, was this earthquake. And I, as you can tell from the video, I am freaked out by earthquakes. I am so scared. Basically, we live in a place called Simi Valley. It's in Southern California. It's right next to the Valley, which is known as the San Fernando Valley. They call it the Valley. It's a part of LA. We live the next valley over, and that is Simi Valley. That's where we live. We weren't close to this earthquake. The earthquake was thundered in Ridgecrest, which is quite a ways away. But because it was a 7.1, we really felt it. And we had some other earthquakes before that people had felt, but nothing quite as big as this. And I haven't, earthquakes stopped. We haven't really had earthquakes much. Last earthquake I remember, I was here for the Northridge earthquake, that was horrible. That was in 1994, and I was just chilling in my room, and this little shelf thing fell a little bit and moved, and I thought, well, what's that? And all of a sudden, everything just started going crazy. So I am a runner when it's an earthquake. I run. So I bolted out the bedroom door here that leads out to the garage, and bolted through the garage out to the street. I mean, I just was like, I'm gone. And everybody that was in the house was freaking out because they didn't know where I was. They thought something had happened because it was a big quake. Northridge is in the valley, which is right next to us. So that was, I believe, a 6.7 they finally said it was, but it was big. We had some damage. We lost a lot of stuff. A lot of homes were damaged around here. But they were wondering where I was because I bolted like nothing. They were still in the house, and I was outside. Like, okay, is this over? But the earthquake we had recently really scared me, and it just, I have been sleeping with clothes on as I go to bed. I would sleep with shoes on if it was more comfortable. I have a bag, a little bug out backpack full of all kinds of essentials I need. It's ready to go with me for me to run. Because I don't think, like, there's people that, slow motion and stuff, and they can really center in. I can do that with, like, emergencies, like with the kids or something. When my kids have had an injury or something, I'm able to process and do what I need to do. For some reason, earthquakes, I just lose it and just run. Safety. Where's someplace that has nothing over me? And that's what I am planning to do. That's why I have my bag. That's why I have my clothes. I have a pair of shoes right by my bed, Crocs, actually. As embarrassing as it is to admit I have some Crocs by my bed that I can slip on real quick, to run out the door and get out of here, because that is the game plan, is to get out on any earthquakes, and we're on high alert. They did say there's a 27% chance of another earthquake in the next week, so yeah, I've been freaking out lately. What were you thinking when all of a sudden the ground started rolling?
Don't think I was thinking. I think I just saw motion and moved, held up the building, and got it done.
And holding up that building, if not for you, bad things could happen. What do you think would be worst case scenario, and what was your reasoning behind holding up the pole there?
I think my dog could have got hurt, and I wasn't going to let my dog get hurt, or you, or any human.
I don't use the word hero lately, and I don't use it often, but I'm going to use it right now, because that's something special. Protecting the people around. Hero, I'm going to put that label on you, and I'm going to attach it to you, and perhaps even get a shirt for you. Would you wear that shirt?
I'll wear any shirt, can't you tell? I'll wear any shirt you
Boom. Give me. That is a nice shirt.
Send your shirts.
Can you explain a little bit about that shirt?
I know. You can read it as well as I can.
I think we're off the topic of earthquakes, so let's try to get back down that path again. When that earthquake hit, and during Northridge earthquake back in '94, what did you think about that one, the big one?
That one was a different story. I was in a room, trapped, and when I opened the door, it was stacked up to at least waist high. I couldn't get out. If there was a fire that night, I'd be dead.
Was that why your reaction was to hold up the pole, just so you didn't get trapped again? I mean, that's...
No, my reaction was that you ran away, and I figured, well, maybe I should try to get safe by a post and like a doorway. Running is not a bad thing unless you can't run. And that one in Northridge, you couldn't run. You couldn't run that far at all. This one, it was like a wave. The other one was like a crack, crack, bang, crack, crack, bang.
And part of my freak out, I mean, there is the earthquake, and that's scary to me. Like, I'm really scared of that. But another part of the freak out is that where I live in Simi Valley, there's this place called Santa Susana Field Laboratory. It was owned by this company called Rocketdyne, I guess. Not exactly sure of all the specifics. I grew up in this town, but back in like the 80s, you would, throughout like any time of day, you might hear this rumbling and see this cloud of smoke come up from the mountains from where this place was. And that was them testing rocket engines. It was crazy. I mean, it would light up. You'd hear the whole valley would just echo the sounds of this stuff and the smoke. We got used to it. Like, we would be at a baseball game playing baseball as kids or whatever and just play right through it like it was nothing. And it was nothing because we were so used to it. But the scary thing is that back, I believe, in the 60s, Santa Susana, that place was called Santa Susana Field Laboratory. You can look it up. And they had a sodium nuclear reactor there that had a meltdown. And I'm talking major meltdown. I think one of the biggest is just it's almost like a cover-up over there. Not many people talk about it. The people that I hear and I know that worked up there talk about it a lot and say it was horrible and a lot worse than it was reported. But I've heard it's worse than like 3 Mile Island and some of the big ones we hear about here in the U.S. I don't know if it was Chernobyl size, but it was big. Like, it was a big meltdown, and they released so much. They released, I guess, a lot of it up into the air so that it just kind of flew around. It landed in different parts of this valley. So my concern is when it starts shaking like it did, that it releases some of that as well. So not just the earthquake, but this radiation that goes along with it. And I have investigated some about Santa Susana Field Laboratory, and it's scary what they say. I mean, this town is weird. They used to film Little House on the Prairie here. We have the whole set there. Father Murphy, I don't know, there's another show they filmed it there. But the Little House on the Prairie, like the house, like the set is up there in the mountains here by us. The whole town, where I don't know if you've ever watched the show, but the whole town, like an old western town with just the fronts. There was not much behind it, but it's a studio up there. They film a lot of movies around here. So what I found interesting is the rise in cancer from this. People say that this Santa Susana Field Laboratory meltdown is causing tons of cancer here. And I look back at people that have come here that have suffered from cancer, like Michael Landon. I mean, he obviously went quick. Like, he died very quickly from this, like, cancer. And could it have been the field laboratory? I don't know. Patrick Swayze, another one. His mom had a dance studio out here, or still does, that he learned how to dance at. And I think he used to live out here, perhaps. Gone. Just, I mean, these were horrible cancers. The cancer rate around here seems a lot higher. So I don't know if earthquakes can release more radiation by the shaking. I kind of would assume they could. So there's that to contend with too in my mind. Like, I get freaked out about earthquakes, and then, and like, trust me, like, I'm the first person out the door. I don't care. Like, I will. It's horrible, but I will really just barrel through the door. I wish I could say I was somebody that had more concern for people and tried to help them. I do have concern for people, yet mine goes blank and it just goes survival mode, run. So just follow me. If there's an earthquake, follow me. I'll lead you out. I'll find the way out. Jump through a window, whatever I have to do. Aside from that, I did want to discuss some other stuff that's been going on in my life. Just to keep this as kind of, I don't know what we're doing here, but I'm talking about subjects that interest me. And two things that I have been like die hard, hardcore about is Stranger Things 3, Season 3. If anybody's watching that, comment below. I have been watching that. It's a huge hit, but I've been watching that. And then I've been playing this game my friend got me. He wanted to play it together. It's called 7 Days to Die. And basically, I don't know if you know anything about video games, but it's basically Minecraft combined with like zombies. You build your base, and the zombies try to attack it, and there's progression to where you learn how to do concrete and steel and build up your base. But this thing is addicting. Like, I have been getting, never mind the earthquakes, I've been getting next to no sleep because of this game and because of Stranger Things 3, and I can't decide between the two which I want to give my time. So it's been hard. It's been real hard around here lately. I did plan to have this video up earlier. See, this earthquake happened a little while ago now. I planned to have it up, and today was the day I could record, so I went in to record. I was going to edit the earthquake video out. I thought it was finished, but I had accidentally deleted it. So I guess I deleted it maybe today. I had a finished one. I did my first video of my first one, and I just deleted it, like straight gone. So I'm going to make this one now. I have to edit it, and then I'll put it up. But yeah, the earthquake's kind of old news. If you're hollering for Stranger Things, let me know. And yeah, I'm gonna make another video. Please let me know if you like this format. Next video, I'm gonna try to go a little bit deeper into my personal life and share some things just that I think might be interesting to people. Hoping, I don't know. All of this could be very boring, so please let me know, or just don't even like it. But if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe and comment and all that good stuff to help me boost the visibility of my channel. But next week I wanted to talk about some pretty crazy things that have happened to me in my life, like the darkest part of my life. I went through a period of a few years that were dark just because of all of the things happened to me. So I wanted to talk about all of the things that happened, along with how I made it through. I barely made it through. It was like the skin of my teeth. I was suicide was definitely on the table, and tried a few times. So it was a very dark time. It won't just be a dark video though. I will like end it on a good note. But yeah, I'm going to discuss that next week along with some other stuff. So please join me when I do. Maybe not even next week. I'm not sure when I'm going to upload it, but I'm kind of winging it right now. So next video, I will be doing that. So I appreciate all of you. Last time I put up a video, so many great comments about this. So many comments like encouraging me to continue with this format. So I'm doing it, and I'm hoping that it's not getting boring, or there wasn't some magic in the last one, that made it so exciting. So yeah, please throw some comments down, some likes if you appreciate this video. You can also support me on Patreon if you'd like. The link's down in the description. It's just you can make a small donation, or you can say like you'll donate $1 a month, and it'll just charge you automatically and do it. But I would appreciate that. That helps me out a lot. I don't have an income. So that is it for this week, or this video. So, until next time, guys.